Just want to thank everyone for all their kind words and well wishes for us as we try to get through this tough time about losing our beloved Molly. So thank you for that. But the honest truth is that the farm is like a therapy for us, you know? And we got to get back on the saddle and get back to getting some things done. So my darling's here with me today, and she's just doing some fine tuning, taking out some roots and stuff that is in this big area. And this is going to become like a berry patch. And I use the excavator to kind of somewhat perfect this whole area. And I mean, it's a little bit of a job. I'm not a pro on the excavator, thanks to my neighbor Phil. Without that, what would I do? But you guys can see this space. That's the blueberry patch in the fenced area there. But I do want to cover this whole area with a landscape tarp. And I mean, we have some future plans for this area, but we also have a lot of raspberry plants that we planted in the orchard over the past 3 years. And the honest truth is that it's failing a little bit. We haven't really gotten a whole lot of raspberries, and it's very difficult to water because they're all scattered around in between the trees. And maybe that thought process of mine was sound, but it's not practical. And I've realized that it's going to be a lot better and easier for us to manage the berries if we plant it in this area here. And we're also going to end up turning some of this into a miniature vineyard. So that's going to be something to look forward to. It won't be this year at all. But this is just getting a lot of the prep done, ready for that future project. Because of the nature of what happened with our Molly, Olive now has the benefit of a new way of farming for us. And I have a tether attached to the mule here. So this kid's not going to be able to follow me around the farm like she normally does. Which is sad for her, because, you know, she loves to just be with me and be my bodyguard. But it is what it is. We have to do what we have to do, you know. I mean, you never know what can happen at the farm. It can be a dangerous place, as we all know now, after this tragic accident. Olive, you stay here with Mama, okay? You stay here with Mama, okay? Be good. Don't try to follow me. You stay here, okay? Sure is handy to have an excavator around, I'll tell you that. What would I do without it? Look at this field that I prepared, because it has a little blade on the front, and if you do it enough times, you can get it kind of flat. So, thanks, Phil. I don't really know if the cats know that Molly's gone. Olive definitely knows. But can't really tell with the cats if they notice anything different, you know. Chunky. Tango. You okay, Tango? You like the tripod, eh? You like the tripod? Once in a while you'll see Fozzie give the cats a little swat or a little nibble because he's the boss. You know, he's the big cheese around here. Nice. So when one of the cats goes right in front of his face, he don't like that. He's the king, you know. Is that you, Maggie? Yep, that's Maggie. You like the Artemisia, Billy? What are you doing? Is that good, buddy? Is it a nice flavor? Usually give the rabbits Artemisia. We have it growing wild here on the farm, but I wanted to try giving it to the pigs to see if they would enjoy it. A lot of the times it's used to make teas, I'm told, and it's edible obviously because the rabbits love it. So this is the first time the pigs are tasting it. Bobby likes the Artemisia. He seems to be enjoying it. Maybe it's very flavorful. Billy's still trying to figure out, oh, she's already figured out that it's very aromatic. Maybe for pigs it's like an aphrodisiac. Look, she's rolling around in it. Past couple of days I haven't had them out at all. I didn't do any filming for about a week. Just took a little break and many days of sobbing and crying and remembering, and it's really a heartbreaking thing to lose our dog. And she'll always be in my heart, of course. But I find myself choking up every time I'm talking about her. She's such an amazing pooch. Oh no. They're following me. I'm just going up to get the duck parade going. And they're following me. How could you not think that's any cuter, you know? I don't want them to come up here though. Okay, I gotta bring them back. Goslings! Goslings! Okay, let me see if I can quickly escape before they follow me. I'm gonna come right back anyway. Okay, good, they're still down there. Goslings! The ducks found the pond right away. Let me get the geese out so they'll stop squawking, and I'm going to give you an update here. Because of this tragic accident, I haven't filmed for about a week. It's a good thing I had some videos in the docket ready to go, you know, and sorry if I didn't reply to as many comments as I normally do. I just wasn't really digging it, you know, I wasn't in the mood. I'm slowly getting okay. It's still a tough pill to swallow, I tell you. But the grass is all coming in, you know. There's some other updates. I want to show you the garden and the corn before we go over back to my darning. And I want to check in with the turkeys and show you guys how big the turkeys are getting. Look at the ducks. They're so funny, the ducks. They all stay together like in a flock. I've been watering this grass pretty well every day because it is very sandy soil here, so the water drains very fast. And it hasn't really rained a lot. It rained yesterday, but before that it didn't rain for about a week. What are you trying to do? There's a fence there. So you can see a lot of the grass is starting to grow already. There's some little patches here and there. I might have to touch it up later, but for the most part, It's growing. So let me just switch back for a second what I was explaining about the raspberries. So here's an example of what I did. You know, there was a tree right there, and then there's a tree right there. It's actually dead now. But then right in here, there's a bunch of raspberries that we planted. You can see the size of them. They're not really that big, and these are like 3 years old. They should be so much bigger than what they are. And that's kind of a very stark contrast to this one. You see this is an apple tree, and all around here is a wild raspberry. They're very tiny little berries, and they kind of turn a reddish purpley color, and they're very sweet. But they're wild. They're kind of scattered all over the property. They're not in one particular patch. And they spread like crazy. There's new canes popping up, so it grows so much differently than a cultivar raspberry. I also got all my Japanese beetle traps around. There's one here. I put one on the mulberry tree there, and there's two more up there. But I haven't seen a lot of Japanese beetles this year. But I have seen a lot of this smaller brown type beetle. Really, I think they're just doing the same damage. They're going to eat the leaves and skeletize the leaves. So I'm hoping that these traps will also work for those beetles. That must be something that every orchard around the world probably deals with, is those beetles that eat the leaves. That's why all the fruits that we get at the grocery store have been sprayed somehow, and we're eating all of those herbicides and pesticides, you know. But this is a chestnut tree here, and it's actually doing quite well. It's pretty much up to my stomach now. But look what's happening to the leaves. It's the normal eating of the leaves, you know. They skeletize the leaves, so I got to deal with it again. Look at the shade of green of the honey locust tree. What's unique about this honey locust tree is that it's a nitrogen fixing tree. So rather than draw nitrogen from the soil, this tree adds nitrogen to the soil. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's how it works. So, but it's a different shade of green. It's like a lime fluorescent type green. It's very cool. Check out the corn, people. As you saw in one of the previous videos, we planted a whole bunch of corn. These bigger corn right here, these are the ones that we transplanted. And the smaller corns are the ones we sowed from seed. They're all doing well. And my wife is pretty excited because corn is one of her favorite things to eat. A lot of people was saying we planted it too close together. I don't think it's too close together. I think it's fine. Look at the size of my hand. It's probably about 8 inches in between. And in between the rows, it's about a foot. So I think that this is fine. And I mean, I just hope that it's going to be okay, but it's a lot that's coming out, so we're happy to see. You can see right here that this is a squash. This is a weed right here. But that's a squash. Corn, corn, corn. I don't know where she planted all the squash, but there is squash scattered around. See, there's a squash. There's 2 squash she put in the same hole. So there are a bunch of squash in here, and there's also snow peas. There's a squash. So this whole row right here is now corn. There's 2 different varieties of corn, peaches and cream corn and a sweet yellow corn. This is a combination of watermelon and cantaloupe, this whole row here. And then this whole row here, the last row, this is all pumpkins. Two different kinds of pumpkins. There's a small pumpkin that's good for making pies, and then the bigger Howden type Halloween jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. So I hope that we can be successful this year. Hopefully this black tarp will make it a lot easier for us in dealing with the weeds and the grass that seem to want to suck all the water and suck all the nutrients from the soil. Wish us luck. Now I put this other big huge patch here of the black tarp just to kill what's underneath. I think it's too late to do it this year because we're already into almost the middle of June. But this is probably going to be mammoth sunflowers next year. So that's something to look forward to. Trying to always plan ahead, you know, keep things moving forward, you know, the best we can. I just wanted to show you guys this on our cherry tree. This is a black Tartarian cherry. This is the first cherries we have at the Hidden Spring Farm. There's one there, and there's one over here. There's one more up there, but it's kind of rotten already. Some might think what happened to Molly could have been prevented by having it all fenced in. The trouble with our property is that there's the driveway, and the driveway goes all the way around there and then joins up with the big circle in front of the farmhouse. And I mean, because we're trying to run a business here, I can't fence that all in. Then how are the guests going to get in and out? They're going to have to get out of their car and open up the gate every time. It's just not going to make any sense to do it like that. And now my workshop's down there, so then that would have to have a separate fenced area so that the road could be open. And then of course we have the big orchard area here. This is the huge orchard, and I have future plans maybe to fence all this in. But then the dogs really wouldn't be accompanying me the whole way. They'll be trapped in a kind of a fenced area. So that's not what I envisioned and foresaw for my farm. Of course, now I'm rethinking it all. How can I do it differently? That's why we're adjusting how we handle Olive so that this doesn't happen to Olive. But I don't know. I don't think it's an easy solution to fence in the property. Fuzzy, I see ya. Fuzzy, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? What are you crying for? You miss me, bud? Let me show you the veggie garden here. Come on in. The garden's doing great. Let me just show you a few things that are standing out in my mind. All the tomatoes are looking really great. All of the cabbage is looking really great. This bed here is all cabbage. That's all broccoli. It's looking A1 in my book. But we have cherry tomatoes over here. I've been working on this trellis right here so that my darling can plant her Filipino ampalaya, which is like a bitter melon type thing. All of our potatoes are looking really good in these tubs. They're starting to sprout, and we're able to control how much we water them. The onions are looking good. All the garlic that I planted last year is doing really well, although we don't have any scapes yet. Usually we get to harvest the scapes sometime late June, early July, so it's looking like that time again this year. Strawberries are looking really, really good, really plentiful, so that's really great to see. This is a white strawberry right here. I don't know if it's ready yet, but it's a white variety. That one's not quite ready yet, but you can see there's loads and loads and loads. Sweet. Very sweet. So that's 2 for me. My darling got a whole bunch yesterday. She ate them all though. She didn't even give me one. She deserves it. I don't care. I'm just kidding. So nice to have some pollinators also in the garden. You can see these beautiful poppies, and I just left those. I didn't kill them. I haven't yet covered it in fabric, but I'm probably gonna install the fabric around the poppies so that the poppies can stay, because it's a big patch of poppies scattered here and there. The trouble is there's also that artemisia, which grows like a weed. So I need to just find a happy medium there where there's some poppies and I can cut the fabric around it, you know? Let's go and check on the goss things. I got Fozzie following me around. And I don't know where the goslings, oh, they're right there. They're not going nowhere. They're perfect. Fuzzy. Let me show you these two survivor turkeys. They're very skittish so far, in my experience. I don't know what that means for other people who have raised turkeys, but they're always running to the other side away from me, you know? But they are getting big. Hi, turkeys. You okay, Fuzzy? You okay, brother? I think this area is getting a bit small for them, so I might have to figure out where to put the goslings and where to put these turkeys. Goslings! Come here, guys. Come here. Let's go. You want some grass? Your guys aren't coming. Hey, come on, guys. Here. Goslings. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on, buddy. Let's go, goslings. This way. Goslings. 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 I gotcha. Come on. Got a new home for you. Goslings. Come on, guys. There you go. You want some? This is the chicken yard, guys. This is the chicken yard. You guys gonna be okay here? So I just tricked them to come into the chicken yard. This is all connected to where Big Red and the hens are. So I'm hopeful that the roosters and the hens will not pick on these guys. I'll have to monitor that and then maybe get some kind of a temporary fence if it's going to be some kind of a problem. But hopefully these stinkers can just find their new home. I'm going to put some food in there for them. I'm going to get some grass. I'm going to fill up that tub with water. They'll be able to swim in it, but I'm not so sure if they can get in and out of it because their legs are still short and the tubs are about like 8 inches high, eh? I might have to put like a rock or something there so they can get in and out. And then I'll be able to use their coop for those two turkeys. I got to make sure they have heat though, because the turkeys are very fragile. Look at that, all the geese found their new home. I didn't even teach them that. Way to go, guys. Where are you guys going? I didn't even show them to go in there. They just went in. You guys can go and eat more grass, you know. I'm leaving the door open. Hi, Maggie. You're in the chicken yard. Don't let the hens get ya. The hens might get ya. Olive's way down where Mama is, okay? Watch it, Maggie. Here comes a hen. She's gonna get ya. She's gonna get ya. Maggie, those are the goslings. You don't want nothing to do with them. Goslings, I got some water for you. Been trying not to handle these guys too much, but they got to get moved right now, so I got to handle them. Beautiful things, beautiful colors. He stopped. Look at their long necks and their long feet. So there's the two turkeys. They're squawking a bit because it's a new change again. This is their heater. I raised it up a bit for them so they can squat underneath. I got a lot of water for them, and I got all their starter feed, so they're okay. They're free to go in and out at this point as they please. I don't think they need as much heat, but it's gonna take them probably a couple days to get used to these new surroundings. Hey guys. MJ, how are ya? How about you, Bird Rocks? You okay? I'm coming to feed ya. Oh, you got eggs. Oh, sorry, hen. I'll just get the eggs and wait for yours later. Okay, let me go down to the new berry patch. Check out what my darling's been up to. I know she's been chopping out a bunch of roots and stuff, and I dug down a couple inches, but I didn't want to remove all the topsoil, you know, because the topsoil's fairly fertile. As the more videos go on and I slowly come back to my old self, you know, videos will be a bit more joyous, you know, like I'm usually a jolly old fellow like Saint Nick. But it is what it is, guys. Doing what I gotta do to move on. See, I'm hopeful that one raspberry plant that we planted, although they're not doing well, but it's like they spread. But they're not giving us fruits, but they did spread. So this is just one little tiny plant from that big bush. So maybe from one bush we can get 5 or 6 plants out of it and really stretch our count of the number of plants. See how all the grasses are mixed in? You know, it's like they just keep growing and growing and the grasses take over. So that's why we want to create a patch. So it's obviously going to be a lot better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a big clump 6, 7, 8, 9, and a big clump 10. So we can turn these into 10 plants. Tango, what'd you get? Tango don't want Mango to get her prey. Is it dead?
For sure, this year we can get some.
Goslings, goslings, come here guys. Got some water for you. You want some grass too? Just want to say a quick thank you for everybody for all your prayers and nice words and well wishes and condolence. It means a lot to us moving forward and how we're going to try to accept the fact that Molly's not going to be around with us anymore. And thank you to all the people who dropped me a super thanks. That's really, really nice to be recognized by you guys as making an impact in your lives somehow. And also thank you to all the people who bought a Molly t-shirt. We've had a slew of people putting orders in for the Hidden Spring Farm Molly t-shirt. And I mean, it's important to me, I guess, in hindsight, in developing that design for the t-shirt. In hindsight, it's immortalizing Molly in such a way because this image is just going to be ingrained with Hidden Spring Farm forever, probably. So I really do appreciate it. From me and my wife, thanks so much. And we really do appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. You find it? She looks like Tigger jumping through the hay. She lost it. You lost it. Oh, there, you found it now. Good girl. Good girl. You're getting all dirty. You're getting all dirty. Okay, that's enough. Got a good amount of raspberries transferred over today. We still have a little bit more to do. There's probably 6 or 8 bunches in the orchard for us to dig up and remove all of the grass. My Darden's good at that. She's got a lot of patience for that. But we've done a lot so far. There's like 10, 15 different raspberries here. So I think we're looking good for the raspberry season. I don't know if we'll get any fruits this year, but we're definitely going to be set up for next year. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode, okay? Which is all I got left.